Hi, my name is Ina, and welcome back to my floor. Today we're going to be going over the games that I acquired from last month, and we're going to be having a look at what I managed to gather for my collections for, basically 3DS, DS, and some Switch stuff. So yeah, got some really cool and awesome things I want to share with you guys. So yeah, why don't we go over some of the stuff that I grabbed from this month. Okay, let's start with Death's Door. So this was I believe it's special reserved copy, I think. Yeah, it is. It's a special reserved copy. 1003 out of 5,000. It's still sealed, which is really cool. And I got it for actually like a really good price, which is the only reason I picked it up. Man, I would never recommend actually getting these unless you're like one of the people who actually purchase it from the website. Buying these secondhand is usually an absolute pain, generally from the fact that they charge an absurd amount of money. This person was actually just selling it for its normal cost that it actually costs to get to them, which is very rare, especially when they're, sealed like this. So definitely something that I wanted to grab. Man, Death's Door, it's just such a awesome game. I've played it a lot on my Xbox actually, so this one might be staying sealed for a little while, I think anyway, and I might be able to use it to, flip for some other games that I potentially want, but it's a very special game. It's something that's very near and dear to my heart, so I don't know if it'll be leaving the collection anytime soon, but yeah, this was definitely an incredible grab. Highly recommend playing it if you haven't. It's an absolute indie darling. It's probably going to be one of the classics, in years to come, but yeah, definitely check out Death's Door. Next up, we have 2 Point Campus. So this is from the guys that made 2 Point Hospital, obviously, and this time you're going to be making wacky universities and stuff like that for the children to learn. We want the children to learn how to become occultists, vampires, knights, you name it. This game has got it. I've been playing this just a little bit, not too much. It's kind of it's not bad, but it didn't grip me as much as I thought it would. In this one here, I got the enrollment edition just because I like big box things. I really wish big boxes would come back more in fashion, but if you're into sim games, and especially ones that are like a little bit more on the goofy side, definitely give this one a look. It's not bad overall though. And then our final Switch game for the month was Coffee Talk, strictly limited game release. So this thing was absolutely absurd to find at a decent price because, any game that's physically printed that's made by an indie company that isn't directly manufactured from one of the big ones is very expensive physically. So I mean, this one it costs a bit more than I really wanted to pay for it, but yeah, I can't really remember if I've talked about this before in another video yet, but Coffee Talk is actually an outstanding game. It's really beautiful, extremely well written, really funny, really quirky, and yeah, just a really funny minigame overall. That is in it besides the story, obviously. So yeah, I don't really want to spoil this one too much. If you like narrative games that are really chilled out and go over like a long span of time, definitely check out Coffee Talk. It's super awesome. Next up we have what is this? It's Contact, right? Yeah, Contact. So this is one of those weird obscure RPGs that was on the DS. I don't know too much about it. One of my friends recommended it to me. I got this one from World of Books. I know sounds a bit strange, right? Buying games from a book company. But it kind of it was on the side. It said it was in very good condition, but as you can see, it's quite torn up. So I would not call that very good condition. So that really sucked getting it like that, especially because this one was around $70, which I think it's much cheaper than you'll find it online. These things usually go for like about 130 to 140 Australian. So I thought I was getting a bargain. Turns out I wasn't, and this is why. But yeah, definitely World of Books, a bit sus. I'd be very careful using them again. So here's another one though that also came from World of Books and actually came in its condition that it said it would come in. We have Star Fox Command here. So essentially we've got a Star Fox game on the normal DS. I'm really happy to add this one in my collection because Star Fox I think is really cool. It's definitely a series that I don't necessarily know if it needs to come back in another AAA fashion. I'm sure a lot of people would really love that, obviously. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this. I'll probably play this one on stream once that capture carded DS comes my way. But yeah, cool. Another little gem for the collection. All right, and we have Guitar Hero on Tour Modern Hits from such people as Coldplay, Avril Lavigne, Evanescence. Wow, just so many, just incredible, just incredible artists on here all around. Although there is Tenacious D, so you know that it's a modern hit. I've got all of these games now. This is the last one that I needed to pick up for Guitar Hero on Tour series of them. So really happy to finally, you know, finish that collection off strong. And yeah, it's in great nick, complete in box, really good. All right, baby, we got SpiderMan, Shattered Dimensions. So this one here I found for an absolute steal at one of my like local game stores. This was $20, and I think online roughly the cheapest this goes for is around $80. I don't really have any personal attachment to this series in particular, so this might be one I might be selling on to actually, you know, get some more money to buy some different games that I'm more interested in. I just happened to knew when I saw the game, I was like, that seems wrong. And then I looked at it and they're like, no, it's that. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to grab it. So yeah, I mean, at the moment, sitting in the condition, in the collection rather, but yeah, it'll probably won't stay there for too long. Here's Three's Company. So we've got My Sims Agents, we've got My Sims Kingdom, and then we've just got My Sims. I played these games a ton as a kid, like on my original Cobalt Blue and Black DS Lite. Man, I played the hell out of these games. I thought that they actually had some of the most fun mini games that I had played in forever. Actually, I would constantly play these games. Yeah, just such fond memories, and they were really cheap too. So I figured that I may as well, you know, pick them up for the collection, because why not? I think they were like $5 a piece. So that's really good, all complete in box. And so back in the day, manuals used to be massive. Like, these things are heavy in my hand, actually. Like, the books inside these are dense. But I believe I got all these from World of Books too, and they came in also okay-ish condition. Some of the back pieces on them are a little scuffed. I'll be showing some B-roll footage for all the games that you'll be seeing today. But yeah, still, $5 a piece, you can't really complain, to be honest. All right, now we're on to our 3DS stuff that we collected. So the collection that I'm trying to go for most, finishing out my 3DS collection. So we got Tetris Ultimate. So I was inspired. This one wasn't initially on my hit list, but I was inspired by one of my Twitch friends, Fuyu. She knows who she is. And I was like, yeah, in honor of her, I probably need to pick this up and actually play it and actually learn how to play Tetris correctly. I played it once on stream, and boy, oh boy, everyone in chat had a great time. So yeah, definitely had to pick up this one. Maybe it'll be able to teach me how to actually play it correctly. But yeah, in the collection, no less. Got Miitopia, a game that is also released for Switch at the same time, I believe. I just grabbed this one because I always thought that it looked kind of fun, kind of cutesy. And yeah, just honestly one that was on the collection list. Anything that's made kind of like first party Nintendo is something that I really want to get my hands on. So it was a good price, so I grabbed it. Not really much more to it, to be honest. But yeah, Miitopia is in the collection. Now here's a bit of a wild card. I found this at another local game store. It's Gravity Falls: Legend of the Gnome Gemlets, I think. Anyway, basically I picked this up because I looked at, it's like one of those classic situations where as a kid you would look mostly at the back of the box or the front like cover art of it. And I just thought that the art on the back looked really cool and actually looked like kind of like the actual TV show itself without really losing any graphical fidelity. So I thought, hey, that kind of looks like fun. So I might actually try this one very soon because yeah, the art style is really pulling me in, to be honest, the more and more I look at it. But yeah, Gravity Falls is added to the collection. All right, we've got Mario Party, the top 100. So, I mean, according to them, it's the definitive mini game collection. So hand-picked from 10 Mario Party tiles, Pog. Oh my God. This was super cheap. I kind of wanted to just grab this one because I know there's other Mario Party games on the DS and stuff, but I kind of just want one. I don't really want all the Mario Parties, to be honest. And the fact that it's like, these are the best of the best, I kind of just like, okay, if I'm going to pull the trigger on a copy of Mario Party, it's going to be this one. So Mario Party has been acquiesced. Next up, I finally got a copy of Smash. Who would have thought? Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. Yeah, kind of crazy I didn't have this one already, but a lot of the places were like, it's not an expensive game per se. Like most of the copies you'll find for this are around $39, which isn't too bad, but I was like, it's like a little much for a game that like had an absolute ton of copies created. So I didn't really want to actually spend that much on it. So I managed to pick this one up for around about $15. So that was a really good deal. It's complete in box still. It's in great condition. So, I mean, besides the little, you know, obvious, for God knows what reason of sticking things onto the plastic, but I guess it's better than being on the actual artwork itself. But yep, that's all that's pretty much wrong with this one. And yeah, looking forward to playing some Smash on 3DS and see how it compares to the Switch. We got ourselves a Yu-Gi-Oh game, World Duel Carnival. So growing up, I was a huge fan of Yu-Gi-Oh. I absolutely loved the show. Yami Yugi was my shit back in the day. This looks wild. I saw their haircuts and I bought it. Literally just based off the haircuts. I'm sure it is more Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's awesome because I like Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, pretty much just the fashion. The fashion was the thing that sold me on this. So it's got a story mode, so definitely going to give this one a playthrough and just see how crazy Yu-Gi-Oh has become in the past couple of years. But yeah, definitely looking forward to this. All right, baby, we got the definitive fighting game, Street Fighter 4 3D edition, complete in box, got everything here. Only thing wrong with it is that it's a bit of a dent, which makes it kind of curve a little bit, but otherwise all there. This thing was super cheap. I think I got this for like $9 or something. Really good deal. And yeah, I love Street Fighter. I think its roster of characters is absolutely amazing, and the fact that I could play it, you know, on the go, that's not a a touchscreen device. God, that was a weird time playing Super Street Fighter on iPod. I think yeah, it was definitely an iPod back in the day. But yeah, really looking forward to actually playing this one, to be honest. I really love Street Fighter, so yeah, looking forward to give this one a go. We have SpiderMan Edge of Time. Now, this is another strange case of I'm not really attached to this game, but it was really cheap, and I can sell it. This is another one that definitely won't stay in the collection for long. I think I got this one for, it was like dirt cheap compared to what these go for online too. I think I got this one for about 40 and these go for like 150. Yeah, just crazy. How expensive Spider-Man games have become on the DS console. I couldn't believe it, actually. People really want these, and I've been looking at the reviews for them and stuff. They're not like the worst games apparently, but they're not the best either, so it's very strange. I guess the hype behind Spider-Man is kind of catapulting everything else, like raising the cost of everything Spider-Man and just, you know, the property itself. So I mean, is what it is. Probably won't stay in the collection for too long, but nonetheless, cool to have it for now. Another one that I've been looking forward to actually getting, a grail game for myself, if you will, called Sept Revolt. So this is a strategy card game. It's one of the only card games that I believe is actually on the DS system, and I really like card games, and the fact that it's strategy as well is also really cool. But yeah, it's basically like a 40-hour RPG that uses cards, and you're doing a bunch of strategy basically to beat your opponents. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. This one's always kind of hovered around like the, I don't know, I want to say around the 120 mark Australian, 160. And I got this one for 40 from Tasmania. So this was absolutely another steal. And yeah, really looking forward to playing this. This is one I definitely wanted for the collection because it is so unique in its premise that it's a card game on the DS. Wasn't many of them, if any others than this. But yeah, really awesome. Glad I have it. All right, and then we have the big suck. We have Kirby Triple Deluxe. Ever since I finished Kirby and the Forgotten Land on the Switch, I've just been wanting more Kirby. And I really see where a lot of the actual features of Kirby come from. So being able to like suck up different enemies for different abilities and stuff, it's all here in this. I'm sure it goes back way further than this one too. But so far this is really fun. It's definitely more of a kid's game for sure, but it's really cool that there's like 3 sort of games put into one and that you've still got a full normal Kirby game within it. I've heard that the Quest Robot, something along those lines, is the best one for sure. So I definitely need to get that, but I know that one for a fact, like minimum is always like $110. So I'll have to see if I can sort of find something a little lower than that, maybe flip one of the Spider-Man games to help trade into it. But yeah, I really want to collect a lot of the Kirbys, pretty much all the Kirbys that are actually out for DS and 3DS. So this is a good start. It's really fun. Would highly recommend if you haven't got it. And this one's like by far the cheapest. Like I've seen this one in my local game stores here for like 35 bucks or something, and then online it's around the same too. So yeah, definitely check this out if you're a Kirby fan. It's really good. Highly recommend. Now the last two here I kind of want to talk about together because at the tail end of this video I'm going to show you guys just some B-roll footage of me and my partner Softlight going around our like local sort of shopping area like in our city, and just seeing like how essentially the game buying scene is within the city that we live in general. And I came away with two games. I came away with Mario Kart 7. I know I didn't have it yet, that's a shocker. And then I came away with Spyro New Beginning, which is Spyro, and I love Spyro. I grew up with it on PlayStation 1, so it was a really good price. I think Spyro is around maybe $15. Mario Kart was around maybe 25, so not bad in total. But yeah, it's kind of hard in the city that I live to sort of find games that are DS in nature. You really got to kind of like travel quite a long distance, which is probably not, you know, strange for a lot of people who do game collecting in other countries like the US and stuff, and Europe and all over the place. But yeah, I mean, if you guys look at the footage, I didn't really find much besides like the first initial store that I went to. I went to a lot of the other ones, but one of the normal retail stores that you go to for pre-owned literally will have a game that, you know, retails for 90 Australian, and then there'll be a pre-owned copy of it, and it'll be like $81. So you're saving $9, and it's just criminal. So that place is kind of cursed in a way, but you know, I'm sure there'll be the part of the footage where it'll show there's a Fire Emblem Awakening there. I was very much considering buying it to flip it for some extra money, which would have been roughly, could have gained probably around 30 to 40 Australian on it, but just decided that it was probably better for someone else to pick it up because it was in really good condition. And you know, I'm sure that there's someone out there who it's probably already gone. I mean, I hope it went to a good home. That's usually the problem with it, right? Is that it's a lot of the reason why I feel very strange when I pick up games to flip them, because I don't know, it's just taking away from the fact that now someone has to pay for that at a more expensive price. So in that regard there, because it's Fire Emblem and I love those games and they mean a lot to me, I decided to just sort of leave it there in this instance. Whereas the Spider-Man ones, I'm just like, I don't know, man, if you want to pay for Spider-Man, that's kind of that expensive. I'm gonna leave that on you. But anyway, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the B-roll footage of us just wandering around. But yeah, that's it for this month, I believe. Well, in saying that, the month that I'm in fact talking about, I believe was August. As a good job, you know, you finally looked over the calendar. Yeah, so that was the month of August and the games that I collected. But yeah, let me know what you guys collected in the month of August too down in the comments. That'd be really cool to see. But yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for joining me on my floor. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.